All right, let's go over the first section in your worksheet. One of those examples. The page should look like this, and you should be looking here. The deer is standing in the clearing. I've provided this text box, so if you are typing, you can just type right in the text box your answer. And if you are doing this by hand and taking a picture of it, you can either do it right here on the worksheet, or you can also do it in the text box. Alright, so the directions say write a C next to each sentence that is correct. So if I'm looking at my sentence, 2 deer is standing in the clearing, the very first thing that I generally tell my kids is to cross off the prepositional phrases. This is a pretty simple sentence, so it's pretty easy to tell what the subject is, but it's still good practice. So I'm left with 2 deer is standing. So then I look at my subject, deer. My verb is standing. I have a helping verb that's helping out standing. Alright, so next I need to look at my subject. Since deer is a tricky, irregular noun, I actually have to look before it at the to, because deer is plural and deer is singular. It's just a weird one. But if I look before it, I know that I have 2 of them, so I need a plural adverb. A plural verb. However, if I look here, is singular. So I would not put a C by number 1. In fact, if you even want to put an X by number 1, you could do that for incorrect. Alright. So that is what you're doing for the other 4 on that part of the worksheet. However, let's scroll down. If you look at the next page, I just included the other examples. So if you're looking at this and you're like, I don't want to read all that, these are just other examples. It's the same rules we talked about. It's just using other examples. The one thing I do want to talk about with you guys, because we haven't talked about this since last semester, are these collective nouns. So I put up some examples here. Collective nouns are those nouns that look singular, so family, team, group, class, but they've actually got many people or many parts to it. So, for example, I may have one family, but there may be 5 family members in it. Or I may be on one team, but it may have 30 teammates on it. So, I want you to look at these 2 sentences based on the rules that I have taught you today. Which one is correct? The group gives a presentation. The group researched their own topics. I'll let you think about that for a minute. Look at the subject. Look at the verb. All right. Now I'm going to tell you they're both correct. And this is why. So if you were looking and you said, oh, group is the subject, gives is the verb, and group is the subject, and research is the verb, this is singular. I have the S for singular. Group is, there's only one. There's one group. If the whole group is acting together, it is acting as one. So I use a singular verb. So the whole group is giving the presentation. They are acting as one being or thing. So it is only one group that gives the presentation. However, in the next sentence, the group researched their own topics. In this one, I have to use a plural verb because each member of the group is doing something different. They're acting as individuals in the group. So let's say my group has 5 people In this one, all 5 of us are doing the same thing, so it's singular. But in this one, we're all doing something different, so I have to use a plural verb. I know that can be pretty tricky. So if you look at the next part of the worksheet, it says, write the subject of each sentence, then write the verb in parentheses that agrees with the subject. So again, I included a box that you can type your answers out if you are using the computer, or if you're writing it and uploading it via picture, write it wherever you want. So let's try number 1 together. It says, American history is an interesting subject. Alright. So I have to find my subject, American history. I have to ask myself, is that 1 singular or 2 or more plural? It's just 1. It's 1 class or 1 subject. So with 1, I know I need to use is. So the way you are going to type this on your computer, it says I have to type in the subject, American history is my subject, and then I have to type the verb in parentheses, is. So that is how you are going to fill out that section. Alright, and finally, we have the last section. So in this one and this one, you're going to do the same things. It says, write yes if the subject and the verb in the sentence agree. Write no if they do not. However, if you notice in this one, it says, correct the sentence if they don't agree. I want you guys to correct the sentence if they don't agree in both. And again, I put that box over here if you're typing to help you out. So I'm going to do number 2 with you right here. And then from there, all of these, you do the same exact way. So number 2 says, supplies costs the settlers more on the moon. Alright, so first I'm going to cross off the prepositional phrase to get extra words out of the way. My subject, supplies, my verb, costs. Now, when I look at my subject, because it ends in an ES, that tells me that I have a plural subject. However, if I look at my verb, it ends in an S, and that tells me I have a singular verb. So this is incorrect. So what I want you to do, on the line, you're going to write 2, no, and then I want you to type it correctly. Supplies cost the settlers more on the moon. So that is exactly what you're doing for all of the ones on this page. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me or text me on Remind. You'll find this on your StudentVUE. You can download it there, and you will upload it there as well. So, have a good day, guys, and I hope you find this easy. All right, bye.